Hi, we're a missions group from Germany, and we came here to Southeast Asia, and we've been doing stuff. This is our fourth week here, and this is hopefully one of many update videos that we thought we'd give to you about testimonies and just what's going on here.
We were a couple days ago. We were in this village out in the middle here, or a couple several miles from here, and we had a house visit, and this family asked us to come over and share the gospel with them. So we did, and we went over, we shared the gospel, prayed for the family, and we find out that the husband of this family, he doesn't believe in God, or believes that God hates him. And so my outreach leader asked me if I was willing to share my testimony, and I was like, okay. And so I gave my testimony about how I came back to Christ, how I went through all this rejection with my dad and my grandfather. And I noticed as I was telling my testimony that this man was being moved by what was going on. And I find out afterwards, after finishing my testimony about how I came back to Christ and all that, he has the same kind of testimony I have, where he was raised with a broken relationship with his father. And so my team and I asked if we could pray for him, and so he let us. We prayed for him, and then I asked him if he would like to accept Christ into his life, to be free from the rejection, to be made whole. And he said yes. And so as we were praying for him, we just felt like God just totally just moved in that room and just touched that man in his life and changed him forever.
So I just wanted to share a testimony from some of the house visits that we've been going on. Throughout the villages, we are invited into people's houses for Christmas, and this one particular house that we went into, there was an idol in the corner of the door, and we asked the man that was hosting us what it was. He explained that it was an idol and an evil spirit that maybe had been passed down from a generation before. And he even confessed that he thought it might be what was making him sick, like it might be what's giving me a headache. And so through the power of the Holy Spirit, we just felt led to lead him through praying the idol down and just cutting off the enemy's power that was there. And he totally wanted us to do that with him, and so just as a team, all of us prayed together, just breaking off what the power that the evil spirit had in the house. And it was awesome to see the Lord really set people free and set this man free, and it was amazing.
So in outreach, we have to sometimes share testimonies in churches and preach. And there came a time when it was my turn to share a testimony, and I felt like God was saying that I should share this one time in my life where He taught me how to trust Him. And so that time came, and I was sharing in the church, and it was a really good experience. It was really because the testimony really got me emotionally, and it was just a great experience sharing with people and encouraging them to trust in God. Nothing really big happened there in the church, but later we realized it tied into with our own team, because our team was going through a time where it was a huge transition. There's a lot of tension and just like worry, and there needed to be a decision made where that we needed to go off schedule. We needed to go off on a faith journey, and it was just the same day when we had to decide that, and we could just see that from me sharing my testimony with trusting God really played in with us and our walk with God during this outreach.
It was in the first village we were in, the village of Monte, where our team was heading to do some house visits, and it was the second house visit we were doing, and Sophia asked me to lead the house visit. So we went in, and it was a little bit later, around 5:30, and it was getting darker already, But we entered in and saw an older couple, and they were just asking for some prayer for headaches and things of that sort. But as it got darker outside, it got darker and darker in the room, and we couldn't see much. And then Sophia really had the impression of like the light casting out the darkness. And actually the lights came on in the room when she got the impression. It was really cool. And so then after we had prayed for the headaches of the man, Atut, and his wife, we were just talking and drinking coffee when a lot of the team noticed in the corner of the room near the window there was a plate hung in a net. And we asked the man what it was, and he told us it was an idol that he would put things in to burn, and it was like it would help with the harvest and with farming and everything. So we told him that he couldn't have that in his life, that because Jesus was Lord of his life, he couldn't have any other gods. And we led him through a prayer of breaking the idol's power over his life. And it's just really cool because there's no way that we would have seen the idol in the room if the lights didn't come on in the room, if the power didn't come on. So it's just a real tangible way of the way that the light of God came in, and the darkness was exposed by the light. And because the darkness was exposed, we could break its power in that man's life.